Let's go. You gotta do the intro. Do it. Go. No, you do it. You gotta do the intro. Stand up, do the intro.
No.
Good eye. Come on. Do
You.
it. Come on. Just try. Try. Stand up and do it.
No.
Go. Good eye.
No.
Just try it once.
You do it.
Once.
You do it.
Come on.
You
Try.
do it.
Try.
You do it.
I will, but you do it first.
No.
Will you do it after?
Yes.
Good night, Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Go!
G'day, Aussie Bonsai Bloke here. How you going?
That was poor. Put some effort in.
No.
Good night.
No.
Try.
I did.
Put some effort in.
I tried.
Alright guys, in this video we got a really sad tree. One that I've had for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, from a seedling. It's a Japanese red pine. Looks extremely sad this year. Every other year, it's, even when I had this thing almost on the brink of death, the needles stayed green. This year, everything's gone yellow. I can't work out whether it was the -5-degree day that we had made it go yellow, or I think more to the point, it's too wet. It's been in this pot for maybe 5 years without a repot, I would say. 4 or 5 years without a repot, and it's starting to suffer. I think it's just getting waterlogged. I don't think it's draining like it should. So today we're gonna repot it. I'm not gonna trim anything major at the front. We're gonna decide what we want as a front as well. So a front could be anywhere on this tree, wherever you reckon you like it. Could be anywhere. Somewhere that shows good movement, but also good branching. I don't know. Well, I do feel like I'm at the back of the tree now, for sure. I really don't think that can be a possibility. Do I like that there? Not really. I like the shape of the trunk there, which for you guys would be there somewhere. Anyway, let's get on to that, but first we got this homemade pot. I'm going to put some screens in. I've drilled, there, just tip out the dust on our clean floor. I've cleaned the whole floor. Seth helped me. Drilled the holes. Now for you guys that thought it would be hard for me to drill the hole when it's an actual pot, I just did a video for you old geezers that thought I should have already drilled the holes. Simple as, you know, you just grab your bit and you go, meh, 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 done. Okay, this is for all you geezers out there that thought it would be hard for me to drill the pot later once I put it together. As you can see, bloody easy. I didn't even need 3 holes, I just did that one as a demo to show you how damn easy it is. That's it. Got ourselves a slate puck. But I will show the yellow leaves. Look how yellow. It's like golden, this thing at the moment. I mean, one thing I do hold for hope is that I can pull on them quite hard. The needles don't let go, so I'm assuming it's still okay. Japanese red pine. It's the only one I've got grown from a seedling. Every other year I've cut it back and mucked around with it, it's been fine, but this year it's super yellow. So guys, let me know if you think it's, you know, you got a positive idea on what's going on. I think it's overwatered, to be honest. I think it's too wet, but there you go. We're going to pull it out the pot in a minute and have a look. And we've got to choose a front as well, so yeah. Where? Who knows? Who knows? It's not the best tree in the world, but it's, you know, the only pine I own, so there you go. What do you reckon, Seth?
It's good.
Yeah? What about the yellow? Yellow looks a bit weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll sort it out. But the candles are... Sorry guys, I'll get onto it soon. But the candles are still elongating like they're gonna shoot. Okay, so it looks like it still will shoot, but for some reason it's gone super yellow. I've been fertilizing even through winter, so it's not that. Fertilizer's been fine, no different to normal. But we're going to repot it, put it in some new mix. I'm not going to be too severe on the roots because I've got to be careful for it, because it is, to me, it looks like it's in poor health. Other parts of the world where you might get freeze and, you know, all of that, maybe yellow is normal, but here generally it doesn't go yellow in the winter, but this one has. Anyway, let's do it. First of all, oh, that's what I was going to show, Sethy.
What?
How well that you and me cleaned the floor. So the last video this here was just a complete mess of boxes and bags and cuttings and potting mix. We've cleaned the floor, so we're all good. Now we can walk around the table again. Right, let's get into it, Sethy. So, what are we going to do first?
Decide what we're going to use as the front.
Yeah, and get it out the pot.
Mhm.
So, let's get it out the pot, see how it goes. It's semi-exciting. We haven't had this out the pot for years. Just lift it, give it a hit. Wow, and that just shows how long since it's been repotted. It was years and years ago that I used to use vermiculite in my pots, years and years ago, so that really does show a long time ago. And that is you can see the water coming out, I hope. Try it again. Look at that. It really is a soppy mess. Messy, messy, messy. So I think that's it. I think it's just getting too much water because the drainage is gone in the pot. So now, guess what, Steph?
We've got to pull it all apart and make a mess of the floor.
Yeah, we got to make a mess of the floor.
We're
Alright.
going to have to clean this after.
And then we're going to have to clean it again. Clean it again. We might do another repot video straight after, so that all the mess is done all at once. But we'll see how we go. Alright, well, let's come in close on the tree. Okay. So anyway, I think the tree will be fine. I think the way that it's still holding on to its needles, I think it'll be fine. Some of the candles are starting to elongate or move, so I think we'll be fine. Alright, so let's just... Whoa, that went straight down my arm, Seth. So let's just rake it out. Okay, I'm not going to go silly on raking it out, because like I say, the tree's suffering, but at the same time I do have to get rid of a lot of this soil because this soil seems to be holding on to a lot of moisture and the drainage just seems to be gone. So we're going to just radial sort of rake it out. Make a mess. Let's try to capture most of it into a pot setting.
So that we don't have such a big mess to clean up.
Yeah. Because, you know, I'm not a very good cleaner. I don't like cleaning.
Well, we did a good job before.
You know, I can clean if I have to, but I don't like it.
Neither do I.
I mean, it looks like I use a decent mix. You know, it doesn't look overly wet when I'm going through here. It doesn't look that bad. It's good roots. Maybe it was just a really cold snap that made it go yellow. I don't know. So we're gonna rake around the whole tree like this. Then we're gonna go outside and post top down. Like, a lot of that soil still looks not bad. It's not a soggy mess. Bottom of the pot, yes it was, but in here it's not bad, is it?
No.
Okay, got some long roots. Circling roots, which have got to be dealt with. So I've had this tree for, I don't know, maybe 8 years, and I think I've repotted it once in that whole time. There's a lot of good roots, you know. I think it's just hibernating, to be honest. It's actually making me feel a lot better looking at the roots in here. They're really strong, vigorous, fibrous. There's a heck of a lot of them. Actually feeling better and better about it all, you know. Just keep raking around. Push it into the pot. You want to have a go, Seth?
Okay.
Just rake around. Keep raking around. You can be quite vigorous around the edges. Don't go sideways, just go like straight out. Good job. I'll let you keep going. I'll be back in about 20 minutes.
No.
Just spin it and keep going. See you in about 20 minutes.
No.
Yeah, keep going.
No.
I'll see you later. talking to everyone that's watching you?
No.
You gotta talk to them. Keep them entertained, mate. How about keeping them entertained? You gotta talk to them.
Well, you shouldn't have left.
You're doing a good job, by the way. I'm actually really happy with how many roots are there. Good job. Alright, now what I might do is just lift it up, break the sides a bit. Wasn't going to touch the roots too much, but you know, the roots are that strong that I feel like we can. Okay, alright, so that's a strange thing. The roots are really strong and great at the top, but the bottom half of the container, look at that. So at the top, fine, 100%. Bottom of the container, no roots grew into. So that tells me, and hopefully you guys have already guessed this, that tells me that the bottom, in the column of the pot, the bottom of the pot, obviously top of the pot dries out faster, and the bottom of the pot's been too wet, so nothing's grown into the bottom of the pot, and it's only grown in the top. So it could be a fact that it was well overwatered, or just that the, you know, potting medium was retained too much moisture. But, you know, that gives us a bit of a reason. So if you have a look in here, even in here, you can see the bottom of that root base is actually, where it's been too wet, is actually not grown too well at all. So when we were raking out the top, we thought, you know, great, it's going good, but when you actually get in there, it hasn't been that great. But I tell you what, the side effect of all that, it's almost like putting a tile in your pot. We got a seriously awesome radial root base here. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to go and hose this out a little bit just on top, just so that we can see where the good roots are. We're going to hose it out, and then we're going to come back here and repot it. And then I'm going to make sure that on the new spot that we repot it, it gets less water. It's going to be in a bigger pot, and the pot is way too big for it, I know, but it'll give it room to grow and expand, and it'll be a bit like a training pot. And if it grows into that pot eventually, it can stay in there. If it doesn't, you know, we'll put it in something else later. But let's go wash it out, Sethy. Okay guys, well, we have it repotted. Repotted. We have it cleaned out with the hose. Repotted. I'm such a wally. And anyway, time for me to have a ton and have some fun. Oh, that's quality. Anyway, I'll get some snips. We get some the root ones. I've unwrapped my new good ones from Jojo. These ones are pretty harsh. Pretty hard to open too. Might need some CRC. Alright, use my old ones. Get my old ones. These old ones were still quite expensive. I think they were still 70 odd bucks. So what we're going to do is anything that's crossing, like these weird ones here, they're crossing over everything. They're gone. Don't need them. These few here do a big circle around everything. So I'm going to cut them back here. Pull out whatever goes that way. There's another 2 here that are crossing around the whole trunk in a big circle. Let's get rid of them now, clean them up. So any boring, a bit like branches, any boring roots or crossing roots, or where there's a better root underneath, chop top one off. Here we got some top ones, chop them off, and that exposes a better bottom root. As you can see, the root base on this is actually pretty good. Isn't that Seth?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to agree with me, Seth. You could say, nah, it's not. But it is pretty good. This one is actually really good. Oh, this is back in the day when I used to use scoria too. So, interesting on the snips when you hit a bit of scoria. Which sort of just happened then. Got a good wind coming in at the shed. I don't know, Seth, I think we're pretty good there. So let's just give it a bit of a trim all the way around. Encourage some, you know, nice divisions in the roots. A bit like the branches, you know. You want to chop the big strong roots back to create, you know, more divisions in your roots. So yeah, if you guys got much out of the repot, you would have noticed that the bottom of the pot had almost no roots in it, but the top of the pot had a lot. So my assumption of that is top of the pot, because of gravity, dried out quicker, which made it ideal for roots to grow. And the bottom of the pot, get rid of that crossing root there. And the bottom of the pot, well, it was too wet and the tree didn't like it. And that's probably got to do with all this yellow stuff as well. But there is actually a nice amount of good roots on there.
Do you want to pour this in?
Yeah, pour that in the bottom.
Or do you want
Oh,
to
hang on.
put something over there?
Yeah, we need a screen. You know where I put it? In that cupboard?
Put this up here?
Yep. No. In that cupboard there's some finer mesh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, in that cupboard. Have a look. Alright, we'll go back a bit. Yeah, there's some finer mesh in that cupboard. Did you find some?
Yeah.
So we got 3 holes, so I was only going to do 2. But I found them so easy with the pot constructed. I wanted to show everyone that it's easy to drill a hole later anyway. There was a few people that commented and saying that it was I should have drilled the hole in the plain thing earlier before I put the pot together, but it's not a big deal. It's really not. Anyway, not a big deal. The whole thing's not a big deal. I'm making it into a big deal because that's just me. I like to make things into a big deal and have a sook about them, but really, it's not a big deal, is it, Seth?
No.
Doesn't matter at all. Now hang on, let me get this one in. This doesn't matter how you cut it or what you do, as long as you have it cover up the big holes in the bottom. I'll hold that in there, Seth. You just hang on. Alright. Oh, Jesus. Alright, we'll try. I mean, it's going to be hard. Try and show it to the camera. Pour it in. Oh, there's nothing in that bag. It's in there. Not a lot.
Well, you saved it.
Well, I don't know why I saved that. There's nothing there.
Where's that the other bag?
Yeah, grab some more. Because that was just useless. Right. Hang on. Yeah, see if you can tip it like that. Tip it in there. I'll hold the screen in the bottom while you tip it. Right, let's cover the bottom with a good amount. I just hope we've got enough. Alright, stop it
We've
at
still got
that.
quite a lot here.
Now, it's quite a, you know, it's quite a small little tree with a fairly small root system now. Just swing it around. It's one of my smallest trees. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is try and, well, first what we're going to do
Decide what's going to be fun.
is have myself a ton. We've got to decide what the front is. Now,
That looks good. You always have to tilt it back a bit.
looks good, but doesn't this branch here come towards you a bit too much?
I don't know.
I think.
We could make it lean back more like that.
Yeah, could do. Trunk's got some reasonable movement there. You could chop some branches. But what about we just spin it? Sit here and spin it. And what do you think looks good? I'll do a full spin before you comment. Where? Tell me where. I'll just keep spinning. You tell me where it looks really good.
I think there looks good.
There?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's where you're looking at it, the viewers will look at it there. It gives you a really nice root system. Beautiful root system. Really good branching.
Is that where we want to do it?
Well, I don't know. You said.
With your tree?
Yeah, but you said.
Yeah, but it's not my tree.
Yeah, but
You
you
asked
said.
for an answer.
You said.
Yeah, but it's your decision, not mine.
Getting some lichen on this tree, which is pretty cool, with my non-chlorinated water now that we have here. Alright, well, look. What do we do?
I reckon we should do it there.
There, we can go. We want good movement in the trunk, for sure. That's the main thing. So there's good movement too. Could lean it back more, show more of that. Not bad. And then you got a back branch here you could pull over. It's
Yeah.
not bad.
We could use some wire and wire it.
We could go a little bit further around here, move that one in here, and possibly take that one right off. Does that give you, that gives you pretty good movement,
Yeah.
pretty good root system as well. What about that?
That looks good.
And then you've got it coming towards you a fair bit. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Alright. How much more potting mix do we have? Is that it?
Yeah.
Is there anything over there on the bench?
No. These two bags are the only 8 ones that weren't empty.
We might not have enough.
I think we might have enough.
Well, let's just pop this up a bit.
Do you want me to pour in the soil?
Oh, hang on. Just a minute. Hang on. That's got to be at least there in the pot. So you want to move it around so you got good movement in the trunk. Don't we said?
Yeah.
Pines are very flexible, which is why the experts love to work on them, because they can manipulate them and hide areas really, really easy. So, okay, let's do it there. I'll just push it down. Right, go for it. I think you're going to miss. There's a hole in the bag down here. Right. Is that all it said? Oh no.
We've still got some left.
Oh no. You're gonna be super short. Whoops. I think someone in me can beer.
That's all. That's all I've mixed. We ain't got enough.
Not enough.
We can look in the haystack.
Well, you know what? Near Mum's plants at the back door, there's that native bonsai,
Potting mix.
potting mix, native potting mix. Do you want to go and grab that?
Which was for our kangaroo plants.
Yeah. But we've potted them up already and it's left over, so
Well, no, we only potted up mine.
yeah,
Because
the other
I
one's
went
in
in the garden
the,
with
yeah, the other one's in the garden. Yeah, maybe grab that, Sethy. What do you reckon, Seth? I reckon you're doing pretty well. I reckon we're nearly there.
Just some at the back there.
I reckon I can move it from here.
Want
reckon
some
you can.
there?
No, I reckon you're done.
Are you sure there's a bit of a hole?
Yeah, I'll fill that up. See? It's good to fit the top of your pot flat if you can.
Right, I think we're done.
So that's
Unless we
that
want
potted
to
up.
chop off some branches.
Well, yeah, I think we're going to have to do something with the branches because it's hiding the whole tree.
So I need some wire.
Yes, I reckon. Okay, so the main part of the tree I think is going okay. Pretty happy with the main part of the tree. Going up into here. Not so keen on what's going on down here.
How do I want to chop it? We're just using this.
Maybe, yeah. Alright, so some good roots around that base. You guys hopefully can see that base spreading out.
Do I want thick wire? Do you want this or do you want your copper stuff?
Well, alright. Well, let's do some cutting and see. There's a good knuckle there. Okay. Very ugly knuckle in here. Where it's too fat. Massive reverse taper, and then it goes into some
I think this might be
decent stuff.
this might be
Thin,
too
though.
thin.
Yeah. Bit thin.
But
And then
how about this?
yeah, that's probably right. And then what's going to happen now? I don't know, because we want to expose a bit more of the trunk. Possibly lift that one up a little bit. No, that's probably alright. Just need to do something with that one. Either cut it clean off or bend it back around here. Something like that. Or bend this one around here and chop that one off. Let's do that. Probably the easiest job for me is to just chop that one off. Look at that, bugger. Big chop.
I
Years
think
of
we're gonna
growth.
have to cut off.
Probably 5 years worth of growth on that branch, gone. So, these things are absolutely flexible as.
I think we're going to need to cut that here because it's connected to another big piece like this. It's a whole
Right,
big
so,
piece. So I have to cut it, I think, because it's connected to another big piece.
Hold that, and then hold that, bring that here, that little bit. I'm just going to try something. I wonder whether just to have it around the back of that there and around that there might be enough. I think that's good enough. Very simple. You know, if that wire holds it there like that, it hides that big knob that we don't want to see. We've opened up the trunk there. You know, if that does that, that's good enough. Just leave it. The base on this tree is really cool. Grown from a seedling, so that's really cool as well. It's starting to get the old flaky bark already, even though it's only 7 or 8 years old. Pretty cool. Let's hope this yellow disappears and we get some nice bright green colour. You're already packing up, Seth. Good job, mate. Good job. We're going to clean up the floor again. It's the only problem with me making a mess around here. Alright, so we're going to take it outside and water it, but first, let's give it a bit of moss. He's a good boy. Yeah, what a good boy. Don't spin it quite yet, Seth, but let's just have a bit of a chat about this tree. So we've wired that one branch in over here to fill in that ugly area. Got the rest of the tree growing out here. Seth's going to give a spin of the tree on the way out. So just do a really slow spin now, Seth. Slightly faster, mate. And yeah, we've got some moss and we've filled it with moss. But hopefully ends up being a cool tree. I'm hopeful, you know, it had good roots on the top, so I'm hopeful that it's gonna, you know, green up and reshoot fine. It just didn't like winter and it didn't like the oversaturated soil. Back a little bit, Seth. Yep, big smile. Tree, we got a lot of different types of moss, didn't we, Seth?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. We found the lizard. The roots, look at all the different moss, pretty cool. Top of the tree, pretty ugly, yellow, just yellow. But the bottom, very beautiful. Okay guys, well, look, there's no point doing a real big spin of the tree because it's all yellow. But, you know, the pot is way too big, we know. But hopefully it gives the tree something to grow into and we get some really strong, healthy growth this year. Cheers for watching. Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your mates about the channel and I'll catch you later. Bye.